I caught my spoiled sister kissing my boyfriend a week before her wedding. I caught my spoiled sister kissing my boyfriend a week before her wedding. I told her fiancé. I thought he ignored it, but he shocked everyone at the wedding. As a woman in my 20s, I found myself in a really tough situation involving my younger sister and my boyfriend. Her wedding was fast approaching, and I started to notice some odd behavior from her around my boyfriend. At first, it was just little things, subtle glances, overly enthusiastic laughs at his jokes, even when they weren't funny, small, accidental touches. It felt off. At first, I chalked it up to wedding nerves or excitement, but as time passed, her behavior got harder to ignore. She kept trying to be around him, finding reasons to sit next to him, asking for his help with wedding stuff, even when I was standing right there. The physical closeness became constant, and it started making my stomach churn. One night after a particularly flirty family dinner, I confronted my boyfriend. I asked him if he'd noticed how Nuria was acting. He seemed genuinely confused and dismissed it, saying I was probably reading too much into things and she was just excited. But my gut told me otherwise, so I started paying more attention. Weeks went by and the tension grew. I watched her like a hawk every time we were together. One afternoon during a family BBQ at my parents' house, I went inside for just a few minutes. When I came back, I caught them standing in a corner of the backyard, talking quietly, and way too close. She was laughing, touching his arm. When they saw me, they jumped apart. That night, I asked him again. He insisted they were just talking about music for the wedding. I didn't buy it. Our conversation spiraled. He kept saying I was being paranoid, that she was just being friendly. I argued that she was crossing boundaries and he wasn't doing anything to stop it. He looked hurt and asked what I wanted him to do. Tell off my sister? I said he needed to set some boundaries, make it clear he wasn't interested. He said there was no need because he wasn't interested in her at all. We went to bed angry that night, and I knew I had to talk to her directly. I invited her out for coffee. She acted completely normal, all smiles, but I was shaking. Eventually, I told her everything, how uncomfortable she made me feel, how she was being flirty and crossing lines. She got defensive, at first surprised, then confused, and finally furious. She denied everything, called me paranoid, said she was just being friendly and that Eloy was practically family. I pushed back. I told her it wasn't just in my head. I laid out all the ways she was inserting herself into my relationship. She got up and stormed out, saying if I didn't trust my own sister, that was my problem. That conversation tore everything apart. I went home devastated. My boyfriend tried to comfort me, but he also said maybe I'd overreacted, that maybe I could have approached it differently. It felt like no one was on my side. My parents got involved too. Nuria told them everything, except, of course, her part in it. They thought I was being dramatic. Then, a week before the wedding, I went to my parents' house to try and fix things. I heard voices outside, so I walked around to the backyard. And that's when I saw it. Nuria was straddling Eloy. They were kissing, deeply. His hand was under her shirt. Her legs were wrapped around him. They were completely lost in each other and didn't even see me standing there. It felt like the air was punched out of my lungs. I screamed, "What the hell is this?" They jumped apart. Guilt was written all over their faces. Nuria went pale. Eloy stammered something like, "It's not what it looks like." But it was exactly what it looked like. I walked away. I didn't want to hear another word. I drove home, packed a bag, and left. I sent Eloy a text. "We're done. Don't contact me again." Then I turned off my phone. Now I'm writing this from a hotel room in another city, unsure of what comes next. There's no way I can attend the wedding. My relationship is over. My bond with my sister is shattered. Everyone made me feel like I was crazy for suspecting something. but I was right. Days later, I decided to call Mateo, Nuria's fiancé. He needed to know. I told him everything, from the beginning. He was quiet, just listened. When I finished, he thanked me and hung up. The day of the wedding came. I didn't hear anything until that night. My cousin Elena called me in a frenzy. She said the wedding had started normally. Nuria looked beautiful. Mateo was waiting at the altar. But when it came time for the vows, Mateo stopped everything. He said he couldn't marry someone who betrayed her own sister. He turned to my parents and apologized, saying they deserved to know the truth. Then he walked out, leaving Nuria sobbing at the altar. My cousin said the guests were in shock. My parents were stunned. Nuria was a mess. And I didn't know how to feel. There was a part of me that felt vindicated. But mostly, I felt hollow. None of this should have happened. And even though the truth came out, everything still felt broken. Now I'm just taking things one day at a time. My family is in shambles. I lost my boyfriend. I lost my sister. But I stood my ground. To anyone going through something similar, trust your gut. Even if the whole world tries to gaslight you into thinking you're wrong, your instincts matter. You matter.